I sat nestled in the plush armchair, my fingers wrapped around a delicate porcelain cup, emanating warmth that seeped into my chilled hands. The flickering flames of the crackling fire mesmerized me, casting dancing shadows upon the walls adorned with twinkling Christmas lights. The scent of freshly brewed hot cocoa filled the air, mingling with the aroma of pine needles and cinnamon. It was a scene straight out of a holiday fairy tale, a serene moment of bliss. Just as I was about to surrender to the enticing lull of the crackling fire and drift into a dreamy slumber, a sudden, sharp knock echoed through the room, shattering the tranquility. Startled, I set the cup down on the mahogany side table and made my way towards the door. My steps echoing through the silence. As I swung the door open, a gust of cold winter air rushed in, causing the flames in the fireplace to dance erratically. My eyes widened in surprise as I beheld a sight that sent shivers down my spine. There, resting delicately on the threshold, was an invitation unlike any I had ever seen before. The card was a work of art, crafted with meticulous care. Intricate snowflakes adorned its edges, shimmering in the soft glow of the porch light. The calligraphy, elegant and ornate, spelled out a message that ignited a spark of curiosity within me. "You are cordially invited to a Christmas gathering at the old mansion on Elm Street." My heart quickened with a mix of excitement and apprehension. The old mansion on Elm Street had always been the subject of eerie tales and whispered legends. It stood as a testament to a bygone era, its grandeur now faded and weathered by time. Unexplained phenomena had woven themselves into the fabric of its history. Yet, despite the ominous reputation, the allure of a festive celebration within its walls proved irresistible. I accepted the invitation, knowing full well that this would not be an ordinary Christmas gathering. Little did I know, this seemingly innocent decision would lead me down a treacherously thrilling path, unleashing a nightmarish Christmas like no other. As I approached the old mansion on Elm Street, a chill wind whispered through the trees, sending shivers down my spine. The grand entrance loomed before me, its imposing stature contrasting with the eerie silence that hung in the air. The very atmosphere seemed to hold its breath, as if the house itself was aware of the secrets it harbored within its walls. With a deep breath, I summoned my courage and stepped inside. The creaking floorboards welcomed me with their haunting echoes, amplifying the unease that had settled within me. The dimly lit rooms stretched out before me, each one adorned with faded paintings and antique furniture that seemed frozen in time. Dust particles danced in the air, illuminated by the faint rays of sunlight that managed to pierce through the heavy curtains. Whispers, barely audible, seemed to drift through the corridors, their elusive nature teasing my senses. It was as if the very walls of the mansion were alive, holding secrets whispered by generations long gone. The portraits that lined the walls watched me with solemn gazes, their eyes following my every move. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes scrutinized my every step. I ventured further into the heart of the mansion, drawn by a magnetic force I couldn't resist. The air grew colder, causing goosebumps to rise on my skin, and a misty haze seemed to materialize, obscuring my vision. Shadows danced in the corners of my eyes, fleeting glimpses of something otherworldly. Yet, despite the overwhelming sense of foreboding, a curious excitement coursed through my veins, compelling me to press on. As the hour grew late, the guests began to arrive one by one, each adorned with a mask that concealed their true identities. The air in the mansion thickened with tension, whispers of anticipation and unease fluttering through the crowd. Conversations, hushed and laced with curiosity, revolved around the dark history that clung to the walls of the mansion. Rumors of a vengeful spirit that haunted its halls circulated like a chilling breeze, adding to the growing fear that gripped everyone in attendance. Among the guests, there was a figure that stood out, a peculiar man who seemed to possess an uncanny knowledge of the mansion's secrets. His eyes, hollow and devoid of warmth, held a chilling emptiness that sent shivers down my spine. A sinister smile played upon his lips, as if he reveled in the unease that emanated from those around him. Though he mingled effortlessly with the crowd, there was an air of darkness that clung to him, casting an ominous shadow wherever he went. I watched him from afar, captivated and wary all at once. There was an undeniable presence about him, an aura of malevolence that set him apart from the other guests. The way he seemed to effortlessly navigate through the room, his gaze lingering on each person as if searching for something, made my heart race with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Who was this enigmatic figure, and what secrets did he hold within the depths of his soul? As the night unfolded, I couldn't shake the feeling that his eyes were fixed upon me, his gaze piercing through the mask that concealed my own identity. It was as if he saw through the facade I wore, unraveling the layers of pretense to expose the vulnerability hidden within. As the night wore on, a sense of foreboding settled over the mansion like a thick fog. Guests began to vanish without a trace, their sudden disappearances sending shockwaves of panic through the remaining attendees. Whispers of a malevolent force at play spread like wildfire, fueling the growing fear that gnawed at my insides. The once vibrant atmosphere had transformed into a labyrinth of uncertainty, trapping us within its sinister game. Determined to uncover the truth and put an end to the mysterious disappearances, I embarked on a daring investigation. The mansion, once a mere facade, began to reveal its hidden passages and secret corridors, inviting me to delve deeper into its haunting secrets. Each step I took felt heavier, as if the house itself was trying to keep me trapped within its clutches. But I couldn't let fear dictate my actions. I had to press forward. As I ventured deeper into the depths of the mansion, a cold draft whispered through the narrow hallways, sending a shiver down my spine. The walls seemed to shift and groan, as if they held their own secrets, unwilling to divulge them easily. The flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows that danced upon the walls, distorting reality and heightening my senses. With every turn, the air grew heavier, suffused with a palpable tension that hung like a thick mist. The silence was broken only by the distant echoes of my own footsteps. It was in this desolate atmosphere that I stumbled upon a room, hidden away from prying eyes, its door slightly ajar as if beckoning me inside. In the depths of one of the mansion's dimly lit rooms, I found myself face to face with the vengeful spirit that had haunted its halls for centuries. Her ethereal figure shimmered in the pale moonlight, her translucent form bearing an otherworldly glow. Her eyes, filled with a haunting mixture of sorrow and anger, seemed to pierce through my very soul. As the ghostly figure spoke, her words echoed through the room, carrying with them the weight of betrayal and loss. She recounted a tale of treachery and deceit, her voice a mournful melody that hung heavily in the air. Each word she uttered sent shivers down my spine, as if the pain and torment she had endured in life were now being unleashed upon the living. Terrified yet determined to understand the truth that lay hidden within the mansion's walls, I mustered the courage to plead with the vengeful spirit. I begged for release from the nightmarish ordeal that had ensnared me, hoping that my pleas would touch her restless soul and bring about some form of mercy. But instead of compassion, she responded with a bone-chilling laughter, her voice a haunting symphony that reverberated through the room. It became clear that I was not to be granted an escape from the clutches of this vengeful spirit. As her laughter subsided, she fixed her gaze upon me, her eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. It was in that moment that I realized I was destined to suffer the same fate as those who had vanished before me. Trapped within the mansion's twisted web of secrets and malevolence. With an unwavering determination to survive, I scoured every nook and cranny of the mansion, desperately searching for a way to break free from its clutches. Hidden within the walls, a trail of cryptic clues led me to a long-forgotten diary, its pages yellowed with age. As I read its entries, the tragic tale of the vengeful spirit's past unfolded before my eyes. The diary spoke of a love once cherished, now tainted by betrayal. It detailed the heart-wrenching story of a forbidden romance, torn apart by deceit and treachery. Within its pages, I discovered a revelation that sent a chill down my spine, a cursed artifact, hidden deep within the confines of the mansion. This cursed object was the source of the spirit's torment. Fueling her rage and keeping her trapped in this ethereal realm, with newfound hope igniting within me, I knew that I had to embark on a desperate quest to find the cursed artifact and break the curse that held the mansion in its sinister grasp. Time was of the essence, as the mansion seemed to tighten its grip with every passing moment. The walls closed in, the air grew heavy, and the darkness threatened to consume me whole. But I couldn't let fear paralyze me. I had to gather my courage and face the horrors that awaited me. Guided by the clues from the diary, I followed a trail that led me deeper into the bowels of the mansion. The once familiar hallways twisted and turned, transforming into a labyrinth that seemed determined to keep its secrets hidden. Shadows danced on the walls, whispering eerie echoes that sent a shiver down my spine. As I ventured forth, a sense of urgency propelled me forward. The weight of time pressed upon my shoulders, each second ticking away like a countdown to my own demise. I knew I had to act swiftly, for the mansion's grip tightened with every passing heartbeat. As I stood in the heart of the mansion, my eyes fixated on the cursed artifact that held the spirit captive, a weathered snow globe. Its once pristine glass was now marred with cracks and age, mirroring the torment that had plagued the mansion for centuries. Trembling, I reached out and grasped the snow globe in my hands, its weight a tangible reminder of the darkness that had consumed this place. In that moment, the spirit materialized before me, her ethereal form pulsating with an intensity that matched the fury in her eyes. Her translucent figure radiated an otherworldly glow, casting an eerie light upon the room. Her voice, laced with anger and desperation, warned me of the dire consequences that awaited should I dare to break the curse that bound the mansion and its tormented inhabitants. But fear could no longer dictate my actions. The weight of the spirit's anguish and the suffering of all those trapped within these walls compelled me to take a stand. With a deep breath, I mustered the strength to defy her warnings, for I knew that the only path to salvation lay in shattering the curse that held this mansion captive. Summoning every ounce of courage within me, I raised the snow globe high above my head, my hands trembling with a mix of anticipation and trepidation. The spirit's anger intensified, her ethereal form writhing with a ferocity that matched the storm brewing within her. She pleaded, her voice a haunting echo, for me to reconsider, to spare myself from the impending doom that awaited those who dared to defy her curse. But I could not be swayed. With resolute determination, I brought the snow globe crashing down onto the ground, its fragile glass shattering into countless pieces. The sound of breaking glass reverberated through the room, mingling with the spirit's blood-curdling scream. As the curse shattered, a blinding light erupted from the fragmented remnants of the snow globe, illuminating the room with a radiant brilliance. The spirit's form dissolved into ethereal mist, her anguished wails fading into the night. She was released from her tormented existence, finally finding peace in the afterlife. In the aftermath of the confrontation, a profound stillness settled over the mansion, as if the very air held its breath. The oppressive darkness that had plagued these halls receded, replaced by a newfound tranquility. The mansion, once a prison of despair, now exuded a sense of liberation. As I surveyed the scene, a mix of relief and sadness washed over me. The curse had been broken, but the toll it had taken on the spirits and the mansion itself was evident. I felt a pang of remorse for the pain endured by those trapped souls, but also a glimmer of hope for their eventual salvation. With a final glance at the shattered remnants of the snow globe, I stepped out of the heart of the mansion, leaving behind the specters of the past. The moonlight embraced me as I walked away, carrying with me the knowledge that I had played a part in freeing the spirits and bringing an end to the mansion's malevolence. The journey had been arduous, filled with fear and uncertainty, but in the end, light had triumphed over darkness. The haunted mansion had been transformed, no longer a place of nightmares, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And as I ventured into the night, I carried with me the memories of this harrowing experience, a reminder of the power of courage, compassion, and the triumph of hope. As the curse that had held the mansion captive shattered, the very foundations of the once imposing structure trembled and crumbled around me. The walls groaned in agony, and the floor beneath my feet seemed to shift and sway. Panic surged through my veins as I sprinted through the crumbling corridors, the stench of dust and decay filling the air. Debris rained down from above, narrowly missing me as I dodged and weaved through the treacherous path. The walls, once adorned with faded grandeur, now revealed their true decay, exposing the dark secrets that had festered within these haunted halls for far too long. The echoes of the past whispered through the crumbling ruins, a haunting reminder of the horrors that had unfolded here. I had escaped the clutches of the haunted mansion, freeing the trapped spirits and breaking the curse that had held them captive. But the memories of the harrowing encounters, the tormented faces that would forever haunt my nightmares, would be a constant reminder of the horrors I had endured. As I walked away from the haunted mansion, I couldn't help but feel a sense of triumph. I had faced the darkness head-on, defying the odds and emerging stronger for it. The nightmares that had plagued me within those walls had been conquered, and now I was free to embrace the light once more. The horrors of the haunted mansion would forever be etched into my memory, but they would also serve as a reminder of my resilience and the power of courage in the face of the unknown. And as I ventured into the world beyond, the echoes of the past slowly faded, replaced by a sense of hope and the promise of a brighter future. As the sun rose on Christmas morning, I found solace in the embrace of my loved ones. They were unaware of the harrowing ordeal I had endured, and I chose to keep the haunted mansion's secrets buried deep within me, but in the quiet moments of reflection, I couldn't help but wonder if the spirit's curse had truly been broken. Would the mansion rise again, seeking new victims to torment? Only time would tell. Months passed since the nightmarish Christmas at the haunted mansion on Elm Street. Life had returned to normal, or so it seemed. The memories of that fateful night still lingered, a constant reminder of the horrors I had faced.